That's what you do. You buy these players that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on with a smile on his face.
You just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without fiction. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first two episodes, the second season.
We are on the site of the castle,
and it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that. Absolutely fascinating. Hey everyone, it's the football show tonight. Loads of it. Loads of moaning by me, unfortunately. It's amazing, you know, what you see on these clickbaits. That's what I call them. Clickbaits. Anyone can use them. Anyone can say, Isaac seen at Lime Street Station or John Lennon Airport or any, you know. That really gets on my nerves. Anyway, before we start, I've just got to mention these people, these wonderful people, Gap Patent Services. Honestly, don't struggle with patent outside, inside. Just don't struggle. Get these professionals in, fully time served lads, fully insured lads. If you're an NHS worker, wonderful discount. If you're an elderly, wonderful discount. And even if you don't fit into those categories, honestly, they're dead reasonable. They really are reasonable. Just get them in. These wonderful people who sponsor the Frank Carlyle podcasts. They are wonderful, honestly. 5-star they get out of 5. 5-star ratings out of 5. Every job they've done. Get them in. Don't struggle, as I keep saying. Anyway, it's a good evening, and it's great to see you. It really is. Been a topsy-turvy day at the weather, hasn't it? I had to go up to the doctors. Went up to see them this morning, or this afternoon, whenever it was, and sorted that out. Got to go back next week, and so anyway, I'm here. And if you like the t-shirt, it's good, isn't it? Right. That's what you do when you wash, so you put us on the line. I can't put us on the line because I've got no line to put us on. So anyway, I'll just put us up. I have 2 bathrooms, so I'll put us up in one and just hang it there. And this is that scarf or a badge. If you ever want any stuff, please go to them. The wonderful people, Michelle and Michael Dean, wonderful, great stuff, quality stuff. Honestly, good quality stuff. And reasonable as well. Let's see who's on with me. Let's see who's going to be molded besides me. Right, Simon. Evening, Franco. It looks like I am going to have to hold my hands up and apologise for being wrong about my prediction on Isak signing. For it looks likely the club are serious about signing Rodrigo. This is why, Simon, I take no notice. You know the podcasts. I'm not. People watch them and they say they're smashing, and there's some smashing people. There really are some smashing people who come out with it, but there's so many clickbaits. And then you watch one, then you watch another. It's Isak coming, then it's Rodrigo coming, great. So you don't know who to believe, and it messes with your mind. Remember when we signed those three lads? Kerkers, Wirtz, Frimpong. It just happened like that. Just let it go. Just let it happen. We definitely need a striker, and it has to be imminent before we really start pre-season. So it could be anybody. And then I watched, smashing lad, watching him today, but it was clickbait. It's just regurgitating what we'd already think without coming out with. Now, it's a TK. If he signs for Newcastle, Isak, we should go in for him. And now you're getting reports right now saying that they've approached Newcastle, the club. Have they though? And you don't want to get into that sort of Lavia and Casido thing. And we're saying it when it was happening. Take no notice. We got neither of them. Said what it was. It was a big spin by the owners. Big spin. Said that. And Shumani and Bellingham, by the way. Not interested in them, right, but I'm being honest. Anyway, Simon says, while I welcome signing makes me think apart from the Coutinho money and what was spent, Darwin. Why wasn't Klopp bankrolled to do the same? If it was his choice, it does taint his legacy, sadly, in my opinion. He wanted money. He wanted it. He wanted these players. He wanted Bellingham. He was promised Bellingham. He was promised the money. Never happened. He wanted Shumane. Promised the money. Never happened. Then the spin was, he wanted to go to Real Madrid. Couldn't even get a game. Tried to sell him the following season, didn't he? But that's the way it is. If you want to follow, sorry about this. If you want to follow certain things, just follow them and see what they have to say. Anyway, I'll carry on. What is it all? Personally, I think he was driven out of the club. And I know it is all history, but deep down, he must feel angry that Slaughter's come in and the club can find potential money, can find a potentially money tree of 3 million. Well, I've said the story a million times about Klopp leaving. I've said it a million times. People are happy now with Slot. People are happy, we won the league. I was very disappointed going out of the Champions League. Very disappointed going out of the FA Cup. Very disappointed at getting beat at Wembley. But he won the league. Now he's got the players this time. Let's see how we do. This is the main season for him. And I know that I was watching it inside Anfield today. I've been watching it before. And all the lads seemed, in my opinion, relaxed, calm. They were laughing, joking. Running around, training. Some of the training was nuts, in my opinion. Don't know what they were doing. Anyway, but that was the training method. Seeing that Von Brockenhorst, he was on the thing with a ball, holding it in the rain. So he was there. The big Verges, they were all there. Verst, there was Mo, they were all there. Everyone, Mama Dishbilly, big fella in, God blimey. So I will make a prediction though. This will be the last big transfer spending spree by FSG. Within the next 2 years, FSG will sell up. Dynasty equity are already in place to work with potential suitors. There's lots of suitors. Loads of them. And you know who they're going to sell to, don't you? The man is back, he says. Hey, Ezra. Lee Brady. Smashing fella, this, what he done for me in France. Honestly. Thank you, Lee. Really appreciate the brick. I really do. You don't know how much I appreciate it. And he says, hello, Frank, how's about this Isak today? This summer window has come as a surprise to us. So I think, when's the last time we spent like this? Also, because of Jota's death, do you think we will keep Nunes for another season? Do you know what? I was watching Nunes today, training. And he seems happy. When they were walking in, and even Kanate went right over to the camera and went, Diaz, if you were moping around open for a transfer, you wouldn't be doing all that. It's hard to predict who's going to come in, who's going to stay. If Nunes goes, and if Diaz goes, you've got to think of this. With no longer Diogo there, that's 3 forwards we have to bring in. And look at the prices, and are they good enough? You see what I mean? To bring in. That's what you've got to look at. So, we got the money to buy 3 players. Johan, good evening, Frank and legends in the chat. I hope you're all well. Yes. What a transfer window you guys are having. Well, as I said, Johan, we've still got to buy this. We've got to buy 2, in all honesty. That's without anyone going. The Anfield, all right, Frankie and chat. Tell him for me. What is it? Yeah. It was just in Lidl's, just saw Alexander Isak, a loads of fellows. He must be coming. Want to be saying he was sounded chippy. Sounded chippy, I've seen it before. Down in the lobster pot. Liverpool moving like the big club there. We should have been moving a long time ago as well, Redbird. We are a big club. But we've always been static. You know that. And I know that. And the rest of us know it. We've never acted like a big club. But you're right, Redbird. And about time. Remember when we won the Champions League? We bought no one. When we won the Premiership, we bought no one. That's the way it's been for years. We didn't capitalise on anything. But now, and I think what Simon said has got a lot to do with it. You know my take on Jürgen Klopp, Edwards, the Invisible Man, Hughes. Ciao Franco, says Toscana. Ciao Franco, ciao everyone. I'll wait till I see the player holding the scarf aloft after he's put pen to paper, whoever it may be. In a nutshell. In a nutshell. And over the years, we've become like that. Wait and see. Neil Broderick, old friend, we've had our fingers burnt more often than not. There you go, in a nutshell. And he goes the game. He's a season ticket. So's the Redbird, so's everyone. Spot on there, Neil. Happy days, Raw, if we get this done, bro. This could possibly be the best window we've had since I can remember, says Yusuf. I think you've answered what Simon has said about, this, about Klopp as well. I've never known a window like it myself. And it's all before Diogo's horrible tragic accident. It's all before then. So it wasn't like in mourning or anything. Oh, we've got to bring players in to pacify the fans and, to get over the heartbreak long before then. And why was it done now? Ask yourself. Why was it done now? Why wasn't it done 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? Think about it. Simon, Franco, I make my analysis on the real journals like David Ornstein. The majority of these podcasters are just after. I know, mate. I know, honestly, I know. I know what you're saying, but the owners have an agenda. So I said it last year. They're going to sell sooner rather than later. There was a massive spin If you remember the season before last, remember when they came out in the November and said we're selling the club? Remember that? And we needed players at the time. And I said, this is a spin. They're waiting for a reaction. I said this on this podcast. They're waiting for a reaction to see how the, oh, don't go, oh, please don't, oh, stay with us. That's what the reaction, people were made up. Then I said, they won't sell. And the reason is, I gave at the time, in the day of November, was that January's coming up. This is when we were screaming out for players. I said, so, you know, most likely, you know, people will believe, well, what's the use of buying players if they're selling? Great spin. Like that. People got onto it. Believed it. And I said, they will not sell. And after the window closes in January, people on here who know me will tell you, I said they'll come out and say, oh, we're not selling now. I said, I look at Americans and find them all trumps. All trumps, if you know what I mean. Full of bluster. You only got to look at today. Yeah, we'll give Ukraine, I'm sorry to, but this is just an example of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we'll give Ukraine the arms, but not us. We're not going to give them. But we will sell them to NATO and the European countries so they can give them, because we're not in this war. We're negotiating. They fucking started it. It's incredible. They're full of bluff. They're full of lies. Never trust them. Redbird. Yusuf, this could be the first 10 out of 10 window. Yeah, it is now. Look what we've already got. This is without bringing in a forward. We brought in 3 great players, but we already had 3 great players in midfield. So we brought in 3 extra ones. And we've only got to have a striker. That's in case if Nunes goes, bang. Got to have 2 strikers. If Diaz goes, as I said at the beginning, if Diaz goes, that's 3. So do you think that out of those 3, they're all going to go? Or 2 are going to go? I think not. I don't know. It's baffling to me. If the 3 went, they won't bring in 3 players. They might bring in, you know, like, oh, look at him, he's good. You know, like so that little Rio, he's not ready yet. He's a kid. Give him a season or 2. There you go. Yusuf says, Redbird's exactly the only window that comes close to this was the summer before 18-19 season. Good shout. My question is, Frank, says Neil Broderick, if we don't bring in another signing and we don't sell any players, would this still be classed as a good window with the 3 already signed? Yeah, well, you can't deny it there, Neil. You know the score. You go the game. You sit there every bloody other week when we're at home. this is a great window. And see, it's the old adage, it's the old saying, it's the old everything. You know, you've got a nice big cake full of cream. And what goes on top of it? The cherry. And that's what we're waiting for now. The cherry on the cake. But if that cherry isn't put on top of the cake, we're still going to enjoy the cake. If you get my analogy. I'm going to have a swig of water. Sorry about this. The king. Hey, king. I've seen you for ages. Hey, Frank, hope you're well, mate. Evening goal. The king. Great name. Reckon we'll fork out 75 to 8 for Diaz potentially. I like Diaz. And he's got the experience with us. Well, if we sell him, okay, we've got the likes of Gapco, haven't we? Yeah. We've got the likes of Nunes, if he stays. Fans love Nunes. Only had to look at Preston, didn't you? What emotion that was, good blimey. But you see, you know, I was just watching him at the end, looking at the cup. Well, I call it the cup, you know, the lads, I love our away fans, you all know that. And he was just staring at them. He could have been thinking, I don't want to leave these. I don't want to leave these. That's what he could have been thinking. You never know. Scottish Bear. Hi, Frank. Hope you're well tonight. Yeah, I'm okay. Seeing you lot. I don't mean when I say hello. You know the score when I say you. Don't mean it any other way. And the Bear says, smash them likes for Frank and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, Bear. Really appreciate it. Christopher. Hi, Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Now, do you see the Bear? Smash them likes and subscribe. To the more gentlest tone of Christopher. Hi, Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Reminds me when I was at college of a form teacher. Not like that. Every time. And the class monitor. Christopher's the class monitor and Scottish Bears the form master. Yes, they were horrible. Steve. Let's go, champ. Hiya, Steve. Hiya, Steve, mate. We've got to get everything out tonight, boys. See how you feel. I don't mean, please, I don't mean, I mean about players coming in. I mean about the season ago. And the Bear says, Frank, apparently John Henry is still on the Liverpool parade. searching for his lost wallet. Has anyone sold it before 3 players with the lost wallet? Crazy. Liam Molyneux, hey Frank, people are forgetting Vert's preferred position for Leverkusen was coming in from the left. I think Vert replaces Diaz. We will sell Diaz, Nunes, then go big on Isak. But we'll still need another forward. Liam, don't you think? You know, with the loss of Diogo Jota, sad loss that is. So even before you start about, or anyone starts about Nunes being sold and Diaz, you've got to, you know, we have to bring someone in before they even go, before they're considered. And as you said, you know, fine, bring an Isak in, but we still need another forward. Steve says, Frank, rumours are Nunes, Diaz out, Isak, Rodrigo in. If that happened, that'll be. I've been following Liverpool for many, many years. And I mean, many years, been millions of finals. Loads of them. I seen Liverpool win the FA Cup for the first time in 1965. St. John's. The winning header from the Cali cross. Seen them 77 in the greatest city on the planet, Rome. Rome. In the European Cup. So you see, I can go back. Point is, the way football has changed and bringing players in, Liverpool just did. Liverpool has a nucleus under Shankly and Bob Paisley of great Liverpool lads players. Unbelievable. Shankly used to bring, he brought Keegan. I think Doncaster was in the 2nd division or 3rd division. Ray Clements, another team, you know, way below the leagues. But it was the way Shankly was and it's the way Paisley was. When he brought them in, you know, the players, he made them better. In fact, he made them a lot better than what they were used to. Paisley the same. Paisley. And he bought Ray Kennedy. They say that that was Shankly's last, whether it was or not, signing Ray Kennedy. And he was a forward. And we've seen him playing for Arsenal as a forward. And what did Bob do? He put him at the midfield. Legend. That's what they did. So they just brought players in. And the next big signings was Johnny Barnes and Peter Baird. Johnny Barnes, 900,000 quid. But we brought him in. Let me just say this. The likes of David Moores. Now, David Moores, he was you, he was me. Liverpool through and through. And he looked around, looked at the ground, and he said, I've got to improve. The Kenneth Elgray stump. Then he did the Cup. extending it out. More people in. If you remember that, I do. And then he put a little stand on top of the Anfield Road in. My point is, as he was doing that, he was buying players too. Until the the Russian, Abramovich, he went to Chelsea. And then football changed. And he said, I can't afford it anymore. I can't afford to keep the club. He said, I haven't got the money. He put everything into Liverpool Football Club. And he got a terrible legacy. And the legacy was selling to Hick and Gillette. I was in a documentary where Tommy Smith, John Keith was fronting this show. And it was about the Inter Milan game. And he was also a reporter he was at Milan. Right? He was at the game for the Daily Express. And Brian Glanville I think he was in the studio. He's just recently died, Brian. Great Times sports writer. Great. If you ever can catch that, watch it. Now, here's what happened before we went into record it. I said to Tommy, Tommy, I've never as I said before, it's not just because of these, fly-by-nights, that's what I call them, Americans. I've never liked American businessmen. They try to take everything. Everything. You've only got to look at the world's economics today. What are they doing? What do America do? They put sanctions on people and put tariffs on. That's what they're like. That's what the businesses are like. Just ordinary businesses. I said, I'm with us. So you see, I've never liked American, especially for the economics and wars. Anyway, that's by the way. I could tell you loads. But here's what happened. When Hick and Gillette, I said to Tommy, why? Why did he sell to Hick and Gillette? And here's what happened. Gillette it was, he was going around and he went to the likes of West Ham. I don't know whether he went to Aston Villa as well. Came to Liverpool. He said, do you want to sell your club? And he told him to fuck off. No, I don't want to sell. No, mate. Nah. All right. West Ham. No. Aston Villa. Sorry to swear, toss ground. It's only when I go mad. Anyway, he said, and what has happened? DIC, Sheikh Maktoum, came in, said, I'll buy it. What do you want? I said, okay. The deal was struck. When he decided to sell. And here's what happened. When he sold, they were coming over. They were coming over on the Sunday to sign on the Monday. On the Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, Rick Parry gets a phone call. This is Tommy Schmidt telling me. Now I'm looking at John Keith, and John Keith's like, he's right, he's telling the truth. So I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the old fella, you know, because he was old by then. This fella, Daily Express, I think he'd be dead now. Daily Express fella, you know, the reporter who did the match for the Express, the Inter Milan game, at the San Siro, by the way. So he said, Rick Parry gets a phone call. As I said, I don't know whether it was the Monday or the Tuesday, of the sheikh. Well, it wasn't the sheikh really, it was the, I think one of his nephews, and said, can you come over and sign, you know, just dot the I's, cross the T's, and just sign a few things. And he said, oh, I can't. He said, what about Mr. Chairman? He said, well, he's no longer really chairman, is he? So he said, well, listen, we'll send our jet over to John Lennon International Airport to pick you up. He said, well, I can't just lift, you know, just drop everything, come over. And he said, don't be worried. He said, I've got my wife here. He said, what can I tell her? He said, bring her with you. We'll be there tomorrow. So anyway, landed on the Tuesday. The plane, private jet, picked him up, and he couldn't get hold of David Moores. He's phoning him to say where he's going, what he's doing. So we flew out there. Now Moores on the Thursday couldn't get hold of, no one knew where Moores was, by the way. So he was phoning him. He was phoning Rick Parry. And he couldn't get hold of him. He just couldn't get hold of him. On the Thursday, this is what happened. Oh, that's right. Before he flew out, he said, how am I going to get back? He said, you'll come back with us on the Sunday. On the jet, don't be worrying. He said, okay. So as I said, he went over there, in and his wife, and staying in the palace. The Sheikh's palace. Then on the Friday, finally, phone call. He got through to him. David Moores got through to him. To Rick Parry. And he said, where the fuck have you... I've got to swear this is what was happening. He said, where the fuck have you been? He said, I've been trying to get hold of you. They've got these fucking fellas coming over. And he said, oh, I got a phone call of the Sheikh. And he told me to come over. He said, well, the Sheikh's people. And told me to come over, you know, to go over some business. To do some business. And, you know, I'm coming back on Sunday with them. And David said, well, what about me? And this is the crux of it. He said, really, you don't own us anymore. And you're only chairman by name only. That's all. He says, oh, am I? He said, yeah, that's it. He only needed me to go over. So he fucking ignored me. He said, well, and he went like that to Parry. He said, if you're not fucking home by tomorrow, you're out of a job and they can go fuck off. Then he got hold of Gillette. And he said, do you still want to buy the club? He said, I thought TIC were buying it. He said, give me an offer more than them on the club's yours. He said, can I bring in a partner? He said, bring in whoever you like. That partner was Hicks, George Hicks. And that's how, like when Paddy said, listen, I've got to get back to the chairman, and I'll see you all on Sunday. He fucking flew right out. And he was greeted by, I've just sold the club to Hick and Gillette. Fella named Gillette. Fella named Hicks. He said, what about them? He said, fuck them. And the unfortunate thing is, how the GIC found out was on Sky. You know, Sky, not Sky News, but you know, Sky Sports. You know, like with the talking things, and that thing's going along the bottom. And I said, Liverpool sell to Hicks, two Americans, Hick and Gillette. That's how they found out. Wasn't very diplomatic, was it? And that's what Tommy Smith told me. And Tommy was a friend of David Moss. Callum says, we will get Isak and he will beat Salah's 32 goal record. Steve says, might be the best window since Barnes, Beardsley, Aldo signings. Original Fab 3. Yes, you're right there. You're right there, Jesus. Yep, the Fab 3. I always remember when we bought Kenny Dalglish for 440,000. That was one of the greatest signings in the history of Liverpool by Bob Paisley. Because when Keegan went, you're like, let's go. And who did we bring in? Bob Paisley. Some of the signings we've made to Shankly and Paisley, incredible. He was never a better goalkeeper than Ray Clements until this fella's come along. Allison, think about it. Listen, I forgot my phone. I'm expecting a call, not a call, but you know, a message. Oh, fucking hell. Was actually at a slot. I was waiting for a call. Well, a message up. He's just picked Isak up in Asda. So we said, like. Important to remember, let's see where we are at the end of the window. If Canate goes, we need 2 central defenders. You reckon our club moved to Isak after seeing Arsenal go for Guy Carers? gig, whatever his name. Why can't he sign a fella named Smith or Brother or Yusuf or Bear or Simon? Okay, they have these names. Red Sox fans are fuming. They sold their star player. Maybe it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's from Neil Brother. Yeah, didn't they sell him for some silly amount of money? Maybe. But I remember a few years ago, when we were screaming out for players, they paid $240 million for a baseball player. Maybe it's fucking him. Making a profit on him. Frank, says the bear, I have been coming here for years now. You're still the best Liverpool. I'll go away. Thank you. Thank you, bear. No, honestly, I appreciate that. See, there's no fucking bull, from anybody. There's no bull. I'll have to put my glasses on to read. Sorry. My eyes are fucked, I wish I could show you them. They're horrible. I made an appointment today while I was up at the doctor's about my eyes. You can't see. Fucking closing on. I've got cataracts. Thank you for that, Scottish Bay. Steve says Edwards spends an LFC money without restrictions. That is sell to buy policy. Edwards indirectly having digs at Klopp. He's a prick. He's always having a fucking dig at Klopp. Always, and you know my fucking take on that. You know my take on that. Why? He fucking walked out on our club in. And Ward was, do you want the job? Yeah, okay. He lasted 6 fucking months, then he walked out. You've got to ask why. Ask yourselves why the pair of them walked out. Then ask yourselves, how come they fucking came back? The unfair also. Red Bears, if we get Isak, Frank said he will let us use his access only to fans. Only fans. No, you can borrow me lawnmower. I haven't got a garden some more. Shears and everything you can go. Edge trimming. You just can't have access to all that. And some frozen bacon in my freezer. Saying that your kids, that's all you be. Ciao, buonasera. 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 Oh, sole mio. How my voice has gone as well. But used to sing like Antonio Bocelli. Word on the street is Nunes Diaz out, says the Isak Rodrigo in. And the bear says, guys, what's a question for? Do you think Rodrigo is an upgrade on Diaz? As I said, Bear, I think he's great, Diaz. And I don't think he gets the credit of some fans, you know. I remember when we were struggling season before last, when we were under fucking pressure, the defence, when we were knackered. And I always remember, you know, in defence, the ball was just, especially Trent, just hoofing the ball up to him. And he got the ball and he ran that way, right up to the opposition's goal area to relieve the pressure. And I pointed that out a few times. So watch it. Just watch it. That's before I was the watch along thing. But that's a good question. Do you think he's an upgrade, Rodrigo on Diaz? Frank, you look, the late George Carlin, stand-up comedian, says Steve. George, I think someone else said that, you know. Looks like George Carlin. Couldn't you say Brad Pitt? And as you say, Steve, that would be fantastic. We take it. And as the save says, Rodrigo coming into his peak years, get him as Diaz replacement. Daryl, evening Frank and chat. Did you enjoy your trip away? With a little lost, and that's nice if you did. That's nice, Daryl, honestly. You went down to Wiltshire, didn't you? That's the richest county in the UK. The richest county. What I mean, and the best county they reckon to live in. Wiltshire. But I disagree with that. I think Merseyside's a great county. Steve, what's that? Steve, that's what I want to hear. Yeah, see, it's all positive news, but we can't fall for it. We fell for it before, as someone said. Barry, even in Frank and chat, what's happening with with Matete, fake news, everything, and it's all the rumours are coming thick and fast. Everything is coming thick and fast. This is just because we never signed a striker, and you know the link was there, but was it our link? Was it our link with Isak? And people just go, whoa, see, we're after Isak. And some people think that he's injury prone as well. If I would put a clickbait up there, Isak seeing that little, he would have been fucking thousands on here. I'm telling you. You've got to be, any social media, you've got to be very careful, especially you're always a sports fan, especially as a sport. You've got to be very careful. Was amazing there, bro. Austin loved it. Yeah, of course you needed it. I made up Little Austin, loved it. Christopher, we have another 200 million to spend, but don't expect any more signings for 2 seasons after this window. Again, Christopher, yeah, that was said by, I think Simon said it. This is the last. But he reckons that within 2 seasons, the present owners or custodians, I don't like calling them owners, custodians of our club will sell up. I've said that all along. Signing. I love Keith. Dean O'Brien. Dino. After a tough 10 days, it's nice to be back to football. It was nice seeing smiles on the faces of the players. And I said that, yeah. It was good. The camaraderie was all there. I mentioned about Canate coming over to the camera and doing that. Diaz, smiling. They all were. Which was nice. And it was good in the gym, it was good on the training grounds as well. Having a laugh. Joe Gomez and the big birds doing that, whatever that I think that was fucking stupid, to be honest. I know it's all reflexes, but I thought it was a bit naff, in all honesty. Forgot to say, hi bro, says the red bird to the bear. Can't be doing that. A quick question, Frankie. Where the hell is our DM getting there? Yeah, getting here then. Still waiting on the Fabinho replacement. How long did we wait for the Mascherano replacement? How long did we wait for the Alonso replacement? I just hope that, this striker thing, it's not another Mascherano, not another Alonso, not another Fabinho, if you know what I mean. And Steve said, oh yes, it's nice there. I took my parents and their elderly mates in a 16-seater minibus to Bournemouth Beach. They loved it. They don't get out much. Weather was great. Why didn't you take me? Could have shot me, man. Would have been happy singing along there, going down there and back. Nice place, Bournemouth. Loads of Scousers live down there, by the way, and I've done for years. And Steve says we still need a deer. I only said that all as you get is, well, haven't we got Gravenberch? That's all you get. Bring me Edison from Atalanta. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah. He's available for 40. Sell Elliott for 40. Buy Edison. Yeah. Frankie, apparently, Mbappe, I was waiting for this. And Lionel. Scottish Bear, maybe he lost that wallet down there. The missus's Cleveland. And Rebbe says, I've heard Trent wants to leave Madrid and come back home if we get his shot. I was watching, you know, the old matches, and that was fucking great for us, you know. You know them balls, Jesus. Frank Edwards has the checkbook to LFC, spends in the club's money wisely, and then he is sick or crying. I tell you what, Frankie, when the football chats are on, you have a twinkle in your eye, lad. The excitement's at your age. Oh, thanks very much. Is still as excited when you was a lad. You see, I always remember going to game, you know, like my uncle's first, going to game, you know, the excitement. And I'm being honest with you, they never swore, you know, at the game. They used to call the referee, you monkey. And I said to one of them once, years later, I said, I've never ever heard you swear at the game. He said, no, we swore when we came out and you were gone. You'd have told them not to swear in front of you. I was only 29 at the time. You get out your sparing wages and bloody spat. You know what? That's why I don't fucking watch that. I had LFC TV on, and there was Phil Thompson. It was all right. That poor fucking ghost. And he was standing there, was a twat from the Anfield rap. Fat fucking Neil fella. Never forget it. What he said. On, you know, like I'm going back when the fucking press night, you know, on that LFC TV. I sat there one night and I put them on and he was on. And it was the very first time that the Northern Irishman, who don't like mentioning his fucking name for reasons. And he said he came back with Leicester for the first time to Enfield since he was fucking sacked. And he came back, you know, and anyway, this fella was asked, how will what will the reception be like for him on his first trip back to Anfield? And this fucking fella from Anfield rap said, he'll be given a standing ovation and calling him by his first name. I'm fucking sitting there. Holy fuck. Fucking him saying that. My fucking blood boiled. And I was fucking fuming what he was coming out with. Oh, we'll get a standing ovation. He was a fucking crap manager, fucking horrible individual as well. Don't forget what his son got a fucking baseball bat, wanted to cave his fucking head in if he would have got hold of him. Ran off with a girl, 20-year-old girl, 21-year-old girl, out of the office at Anfield, who was married and had a little baby. Fucking ran off with her, left her husband devastated. 21 years of age, devastated. What happened to the lad? the devastated husband. Do you fucking think that his family will give him a standing ovation? Fat bastard. Fucking never forget that, mate. He took his own life. He deleted himself because of him. That concern about a fucking standing ovation. Does he know these fucking things? I know about him. I know about him. That's why I won't even mention his name. Not because of just that as well. Not, I have to mean to say just that. Not because of that horrible thing. What he did. Other things. As I mentioned, what did you think his fucking son, his own son, wanted to run that? Frank, to be honest, I'm very angry. Say we get Isak Rodrigo and a defender, did Edwards and Co allow us to miss out on at least 2 league titles? Yeah. That's why they were asked to leave, but promised that they'd be back within 2 years. I'll put it in a nutshell for you, just what I said. That's what it's been proved. We would have won more. That's why we bought no one after winning. People wanted Jurgen Klopp to fail. And he wasn't failing, was he? He was just carrying on. How to get rid of him. Bring back them two. So you got your answer there. And they came back. He went. Harvey Elliott breaking news. Peter Dinklage wants his legs back. So Harvey is swapping them for DeVito. Tommy DeVito. Hey, Frank and Shatter, what are you, says the spirit of LFC fans. But all good. They're all in fine fettle. They're all looking forward to the new season. The unfair Red Bears, I went on Liverpool's 12th man about 2 months, got such a cold welcome from those guys. I was like, what happened here to Frankie's stadium girlfriend? I think you've got that. I had a problem with one of them, didn't I? I just told him to fuck off. Yeah. Frank is the best for welcome and says Edwards. Fucking hell, I thought I had a dog or a cat or some sort, but it's not, it's just something fell. Spirits in the sky. Thank you for that, Edward. Great to see you looking so well, Frankie. Tell us your memories of as I think he is you all say that. For years of I remember the story of Tommy Smith being told to clean up. Yeah. I always remember I was at a function and I gave a talk. And Chris Lawler was there. No, I remember Chris telling me at once, he said, him and Tommy Schmidt went in, training. as kids. And Shankly shit, hey, get in there and help Bob. And Bob was actually, you know, the old dugout. He was fucking building that. And Tommy Smith and Chris Lawler was helping to build the dugout. The two dugouts. He was helping to build. So he never trained, he was doing it that time. Well, I think for a week or so. That's what. So anyway, I was with Francie, and believe it or not, our game. So we were sitting up, it was up at Anfield. Is it called the 12th man? I mean inside the ground, or something like that. Anyway, he was there. Anyway, I was with our Gale and Lawler. So I got up and I gave it, you know, a short, and I introduced Chris, you know, so there's the great legend himself, you know. Never missed a game in 46 years. Anyway, he came in and he said, oh, thanks for it. I said, tell them about the dugout. I said, wait till you hear this story about the dugout. And him and Tommy Smith and Bob Paisley. As I was stepping away, going back to where I was sitting, he said, I'm not telling that story, I'm going to tell another one. But he told another one, which was funny as well. But I thought the dugout was fucking hilarious. Oh, the 12 Man's channel is a decent channel. Top people. Who was it? Frank, remember Alan Hansen, Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness was the same window in 77. What a window that was. Says the bear. 3 Scottish lads as well. See, we've had some great players coming in. You know, below the radar as well. But now everybody's in the radar. Then you've got social media. Then you've got these fucking people saying Isak, Rodrigo, and all these other fucking names. And it does, you know, if they don't get them, people take it too hard. People really take it too hard and go, why do we get him? I loved it when we did sign Johnny Burns and Peter Baird. And I remember when Bob Paisley was going after Graham Souness. Because I remember him playing against for Middlesbrough. He's a fucking lunatic, this fella. But he reminded me of an old Spurs player who actually Shankly actually went after. And that was Dave Mackay. Spurs got him. Dave Mackay was an unbelievable player. Fucking big hard fella. Big hard fella. Dave Mackay. The Scottish warrior. American like countries to join them as allies and hate the country and hate country against it. Yeah. Says the spirit. Yeah. Absolutely. What did Kissinger say? I'll paraphrase the first, but give you the second, what he actually said. And he said, to be an enemy of America is bad. To be a friend of America is faithful. faithful fucking girl. Edwards, he is, isn't he? I used to get on with them lads. I was like, what's up with these fellas, says the Anfield Road. And the Anfield says to Carl, you know who it was? It wasn't the 12th. A certain lad came across the water, was slightly hostile. I used to get on with him too, so I'm unsure what's the matter with them. If anyone fucking says anything, you know, like it becomes, I'm not saying abusive or whatever, but as snide remarks on, you know, whatever, you just fucking leave it. People have done us on here to me. Even when I've done, you know, other things instead. And I mean, like current affairs. Because I come out with the truth. And people look at the Western media and fucking believe everything they say. Believe everything. People disagree with me. Fucking well. I know what I believe in. Hang on, I don't know where you're going with this. Brian, where the fuck Brian is. Yeah, I got some. He got shirty over a player or something I was discussing. I thought their ego has landed with him, so I got off the channel. Thought a bit arrogant, really, but I used to like the lads. I've known Brian like 6 or 7 years, always been decent to me. I'm not going to read out these things ever again. You know, okay, if you want to talk about other fucking pods, it's got fuck all to do with me. And I don't think it's got anything, the other lads and girls who are listening, got nothing to do with them. I'm not fucking interested, so I won't be. Saying anything. Leave it. Thanks, Frank, for them lovely words about the brick. I'm with Dino on this. It was nice to see smiles back on players' faces, but still hurts me to see Jota isn't there with them. Time helps with healing. Yeah. The thing is, it's, you know, he'll never be forgotten. He'll never be forgotten. The number 20 is being rescinded, and it'll always be there in his own. He's got a big mural now. He's got a fucking big, massive wall with 20 on, with all the names. You put mine and Francine's name. I'll never forget, because I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. Couldn't even walk that far. So, you know, he'll always be remembered. But and seeing, you know, the players today, they weren't morose. That's why I put it on. And I was made up to see it. Made up to see how they were. Skylar said, stop. He's been sent to bed now anyway, so carry on. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Little lovely stick. Daddy swear. What a swearing, that's sorry. Mango. Anyway, I think this young Rio will get more playing time this season. And yeah, definitely in there. And the Caribou. Yeah. Frank, who did you like the most from our friendly? I like Kirkus, you know. I liked that. He gave it 100%. And I was watching him carefully today, and he was giving it 100% in his training. So I like that. Albeit, you know, he didn't know Diogo. So yeah, Kirkus. But Frimpong, you know. The Marmaduke Village didn't have any, you know, not much to do, like, did he? Fucking Giants, yeah. Maybe he was having a bad day, or he didn't like my. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not having. Oh, come on, boys. You know. IBR. Good evening, Professor Don Franco. Hope you're good. Yes. All the better for you and the rest of the boys and little Skyler. Jeez. Okay, then. Good to see Franco's barman back on the chat. Zeno, Rodrigo is Anthony Gordon with an exotic name and nationality. It's strange that, you know, because I said something, not about Anthony. I'm going back, you know. I made a name up. By, it was a mad name. Foreign sounding name, you know, continental name. So we're going after him. Go away, get him. See, you can make names on. You got an exotic name, the likes of Rodrigo. People will be made up at that. But as you said, you know, it's just like Anthony Gordon. People like Anthony Gordon as well. I'm fair though. He was away working in Dubai. I've got to say this, honestly. And I was doing a history lecture, and I'm talking about a lecture. All my students were there. And I mentioned about, I had to do trade. And it wasn't just about Liverpool, by the way, it was trade. It was the economics of trade around the world. Right. During the 13th century, the 1200s and 1300s. And I read out a thing, I've got it here somewhere. A thing that someone, it was the very first thing that someone had written about Liverpool. And it was by a fellow by the name of John Leland, who was the antiquary. And he was the antiquary and librarian to Henry VIII. So I read it out. I never sure, I just read it out. And I said, when Liverpool started first training with the Irish, and he wrote, and Manchester men, come down to Liverpool to Dubai there. That's all it said, to Dubai there. And every single one of them, honest, except one girl, one female, taught, because they had to write an essay, and thought that Liverpool was trading with Manchester, Ireland, and Dubai. Except one girl. And anyway, but it's your accent. It's the way you say it. I said, well, you say Dubai. And she said, Dubai. I said, well, okay. And I wrote it down. I said, no, say that. D-O, by, B-U-Y, Dubai. I said, does that sound similar? She went, yes. I said, you should know your history. No such place as fucking Dubai. I never saw. How about that? Dubai. The old on it, everyone. Liverpool was trading with there. Because, they were talking about different parts of the country and also France as well. And Spain, you were talking about. But Liverpool was trading with Dubai. And I couldn't give them a low mark, Because anyway, they just almost didn't even pronounce it, because I couldn't pronounce it another way from the document. Dubai. The next, I always got a photocopy, acetated, and put it up on the screen. Fucking Dubai wouldn't have made, I've never made a mistake. Anyway, that's that. Rodrigo, 24 years old, can play left, right, and up front. If they go for him, natural successor for Salah. Makes sense if they can get him for 65 million euros, say Simon. Hooks Low. Hooks Law. Hooks. If you haven't subscribed, can you and press the like? Could you do that for me, please? I'd really appreciate it if you do. I like Diaz, and I hope he stays. I really do. I really do. Diaz clearly wants to leave, so get Rodrigo, as he's got more pace and not being used properly in Spain. There you go. Edward, Raw, your kid seems a good lad. George said, hello, Frank. Just jumped in for a second before I go out for a drink. Well, as I'm on holiday in Tenerife, hope you're well. Brilliant. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. George, thought you weren't here. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that nice? People are on their holidays and they pop in. Excuse me. Problems I have. That was all itchy, that, So I've got this fucking thing. Skylar's gone to bed, hasn't she? Got this thing on. I agree with Scottish Bear. This is the best podcast. I look forward to Frank's stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Edward. Edward, did you have a chat with him? He is sound, but he loves seeing me go away so he can help himself to my moderators. He took my iPad and made the language Japanese, so he hates us to see. Oh. Keep them likes coming in on the way in, Liverpool faithful. That's lovely. They are buying ready to increase their bid for Diaz to 70 million. But does he want to go to their buying? Does he want to go there? It's like Nunes, you know. I don't think Nunes wants to go nowhere near the Etihad. What is it? Saudi. He just want to play in all that heat. I like going to Ibiza or wherever. Sicily's the best to go to for heat. But I say at Anfield Road, that's your brother. My son messed about with my iPad and made it look as though the screen was smashed. I know they do things like that, don't they? See, if we get all the players we want in, we won't have to spend for 2 seasons except the odd R, says the Red Beard. Good show. Our kid is 5 years younger and he knows all the tricks of modern youngsters. I'm like Frankie around a gadget. Terrible. I see the fucking things around here by me. And Jason goes, Frank, do you know if you... Sorry, Jason. Not picking anything up. Nothing. I can phone, I can text, I can send an email. But where it comes to technology, honest, useless. Admit it. I'm useless. I can see Batatic being our backup as a day. I don't like him being honestly. I think he's overrated and he's injury prone. He's rarely injury prone. And I think why they liked him because he was the only one there at the time. If you know what I mean. Then he plays a few games. Oh, it's great. This guy got fucking injured. Then injured again. And went on low. Got injured. Oh, he's injured now. Don't need him. I'm not being funny against the lad. Honestly. There'd be no Fabinho. There'd be no Mascherano. There'd be no Gravenberch. Diaz can only leave when Bayern make the right offer. Hughes will accept. Redbeard, says Edward. They're future-proofing. We could dominate for years. Stephen Chatham, Frank, Bayern now need to up the money for Diaz because Saudi money is sitting waiting. Apparently Diaz and Nunes are both open to it. Okay, says Paul Joyce. Well, if they go there, that's the big money. You know what I mean? I think the wages, you'd have to get group 4 to bring the wages up, if you know what I mean. Big van. Stuff it all in there. And as Edward says, though, the money for Diaz and Nunes could pay for Isak. Yeah, I think Steve says Nunes, Diaz sold for 130 million between them. Isak signs for 130 million. FSG net spend 0 million. Frank, what do you think of Enzo joining Brentford on a 2-year deal? It's good luck to him. It's good luck to him. And I'll still say this. He's the luckiest captain to win everything available in football. Jordan Henderson. He was a nice lad. That's about it. Wasn't a great footballer, was he? But he wasn't like a Graham Souness captain, Steven Gerrard captain. He wasn't any of the great captains in the past I'm talking about. Alan Hansen. You know what I mean? Just great captains. Emlyn Hughes, Tommy Smith. Ali Danus. Hello, Frank. Congrats for the 1K subs. Thank you. Thank you, Ali. Road to up. I'll have white hair back. White hair. Got white hair now. Can you imagine? No way. Still white hair. And the best is Steve Defo. Plus, they are young enough to play in Europe after that Saudi move. So you like him? No. You need to stop sitting on the fence, mate. Hate him. I don't hate many people. And I don't like the word hate either. I'm not a hateful person. Just leave it at that. So there must be something. I agree with Simon. We missed a chance to dominate with Klopp, says Edward. Steve. Frank, if Klopp was back fully without sell to buy policy, Klopp wins more titles and Champions Leagues. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. 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 And Jaeger knows that as well. And his backroom staff. Steve, they can, this is like Nunes and the other fellas here, make their money in Saudi, then return back to their clubs in their homeland and play for fun could shout. You can. Franco, says Sammy. Stroke guys, please don't think I'm negative. I want Liverpool to, of course. I just feel Klopp should have joined the holy trinity of Shanks, Paisley, Fagan. I forgot to mention Fagan, didn't I? I seen Joe in where he used to live, and he was in Asda car park. And I looked over, I went, all right, Joe. And he went, hello, lad. How are you? I said, I'm all right. He said, see that big shiny face on you? You must be a red. I said, yeah, I am. Very proud of it. And I seen you, Joe, winning the European Cup to make it a treble in Rome. He said, that's it, lad. That's what we did. Joe Fagan. But he was there right through. You're not thinking at the time. He was there from the Shanks, you know, the backroom staff. And he worked his way up. Heysel, unfortunately, fucked him. I was there as well. And when fucking people I used to fucking call people fucking out, you know, the owners and where are me fucking shit? On post. I was told to go and support another fucking club. These pricks weren't even born by Heysel or Hillsborough. Never felt the pain. Never felt it. Like I did. And thousands like us. Telling me to go fucking supporting it. Telling me I'm a plastic supporter. Beardo was class. Suey made a big bad mistake by selling him to Everton. Fuck him. And he admitted it afterwards, didn't he? Fucking you should admit it afterwards. He's gone. Big mistake I did, you know. Fuck off. The IVR. Beardsley was an absolute beast and doesn't get the plaudits he deserves. I was at the Nottingham Forest game midweek when that John Motson said that's the best football he's ever seen. And Tom Finney was at the game. And he said that's the best club foot. Both of them said it, but they never said it together. And they ripped Forest apart. He just ripped them. And Beardsley scored a crack. Getting fouls and everything. He got tripped up in the area. Still scored. Peter Beardsley. Brilliant player. Well class, says the Hooks. Yes. Beardsley was a world-class, unbelievable player. Steve McMahon was the yeah, you're right there, Scottish. God blimey, this was kicked up again. I get all itchy here. What around here? Just itchy. I've got a soap, I never use it, you know. Special soap. It's in a big pot. Of prescription, you know. So what Francine said, Dad, you've got to use that. So I said, okay. She said, Dad, use it. So I did. I put it on. Because I don't wash my face. Anyway, never washed it for years. It's lovely and smooth. But you know what? I haven't used it for a day or two. And it's gone itchy. And I've done so. You're not going to believe this, but I turned over in bed, last week or the week before. I turned over awkward. My neck went, felt it. Like that it went. And do you know this pain that I used to get? I used to be like, that seems to have gone. Touch wood. Or MDF. Touch the MDF. And I made up with it. It gives me so much relief because I used to get terrible pain, Suffered the bloody pain in my left arm. Steve McMahon was the most underrated player in that team. He was astonishing, totally dominant, says the bear. Yes. Stevie, and it was family, his cousins and all Evertonians, every fucking one of them, and all bitter. He wouldn't talk to him, but he was great, Stevie. The lovely Toscana. I remember when Shankly tried to sign, poor lad failed the medical twice, even after Shankly told him to go away to relax. I think it was the wrong type of relaxing, what the fuck. Yes, I think, 110% right, Toscana. Because he was a very moral man, Mr. Shanks. Very moral. Simon. You can sense that there is a steely determination in the camp to go out this forthcoming season and try and make it a very special season in Diogo's memory. To do the squad would be something else. To do that, the squad would be something else. Yeah. I think they will go out to prove something, I really do. The IBR. It's easy to get carried away with young players in pre-season, as Cardi Gordon was electric as was Musolowski. Yeah. Where are they now? I've always said that, though. You look at players, I always remember all the hype surrounds it. Do you ever remember that Woodburn lad? And Brewster? I said, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. I was at the Barca game at Anfield. Looked at the subs, those two. I said, it just shows you how depleted our squad is. And I see Brewster and Woodburn as substitutes. But Klopp kept us going, didn't he? How Kloppy boy. On a shoestring. And a very small squad. Anfield. Dean O'Brien, that's spot on about Rodrigo. He has also rejected us when he was at Santos and then insulted Salah. For them reasons, I'm out, says the Anfield Road, as Duncan Ballantyne would say. Who's Duncan Ballantyne? Frank, says Steve. This was the dream We were number 20 in May 2025. Jota was number 20. We win number 21 next May. Jota wore 21 for Portugal. Wow. Wow. The Anfield Road. Breaking news, Darwin Núñez has been offered to Dagenham and Redbridge. West Ham are pursuing Liverpool midfielder Tyler Martin. He could be available for 60. That's another player. We see Tyler's at that level there. Try and gauge it. It's at that level there. We need the levels up here. I'm sorry to say that, because he's a nice lad. So where's the level? Would you put Harvey Elliott? Would Harvey be missed if he was sold? Would he be missed more than Diaz, for example, excuse me, for example, if he went? If he went and Diaz went, would he be missed more than Diaz, Elliott? Answer that in the comments. Debate from Steve. Fab 3 up top, Barnes, Aldo, Beardsley with Steve McManaman. Steve McManaman, sorry, in midfield. Yeah. And Edward says, Raw just checked what Rodrigo said about Salah. We can't have him now. I don't know what he said. What did he say? Anything against Mo? Do you know what I said at the time? Do you know when we have Firmino, Salah, and Mane, the three of them, at the peak? I said, people don't realise what they're looking at with these three. I said, take all Liverpool's best players, the likes of Dalglish, and roll them into one. And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing some of the greatest footballers that's played for Liverpool Football Club. Those three. I always remember the left back, another foreign name, Manchester City. He said, he was so fast, so quick. You'd turn one way, they were gone the other. Forget who it was. Some South America he was, anyway. Anfield. He was nasty on and off the pitch. Took no messing. Took no messing. I'm going right down, boys. I'm sorry about that. Do you know what I'm surprised of? Not one mention unless he's having or comes out. Let's see. IBR Stella. It doesn't matter, it doesn't, lad, does it? He is one of the best players in CONMEBOL. What's that CONMEBOL region? And he is better than Alanga or Maduki easily. I want 70 million, no less, for Lucho. Johan, how many first teamers you got training on the road? That cheeky Sancho wanting 5 million for doing F4 for 3 years. And Joel answers up. Rashford, Garnacho, Sancho, Malacia and Anthony. Excuse me. Sorry about this. It's terrible. Well, anyway, that's the Anfield show. They should have been ashamed of themselves. Rashford's a local lad as well, disgusting the way he's been. But Sancho was the problem. Bad apple in. Chelsea paid us to send him back and terminate the obligation to buy Sancho. Says it's all about. Do you know what Anfield says to you? Wish Sir Bobby Charlton was there to tell the lads how to behave. He was great, Bobby Charlton. Fantastic. Gentleman. Great play. That's when Man United had great play. Paddy Clement. Georgie Best. And Lou Macari. I always remember talking to my auntie later. She said, do you know Lou Macari who plays for Manchester United? I said, yeah. She said, do you know that he's our distant cousin? I went, no, is he? Lou Macari. Belonging to our family. A Man United player. I wanted Klopp to get those millions, says Ali Danus. I believe he deserved it, and that was to sign him. We all did. Going right down, boys. And Steve said, Frank, how do certain LFC footy fans run their channels for 4, 5, 6 hours non-stop, mainly talk and waffle? Make that make sense. I don't know. And they're always asking for money. Super chat. I'd never take anything off anybody. Very good. Never ask anyone for anything. Anyone. Nunes is perfect for City, says IBR to Romford. Do you know what? I know you're only messing there, but you could have something. Nunes has got talent, you know. He has got talent. It's just unfortunate that he. Anyway, Beardsley was class, but I'd never understood. Yeah, you're right there. I couldn't. Steve Nichols said he'd beat over. That's made me laugh. That's made me laugh. Was it Toscana or was it Bella Italia who said, you know, it's also, you know, about Liverpool, you know, Scouts. Said, what language do they speak? I was laughing at that the other night. You know what I was thinking about? Oh, fucking hell. Oh. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't know that. I think Arsenal push us all away if they get Rodrigo. I was bored earlier, so I jumped into an Arsenal banter channel, see, Steve. Them clowns said Marmaduke potential as higher ceiling than Salah. I told them to keep off the snowflake. They blocked me. Yeah, so you left us to come here and got blocked by them. I don't block anyone. Do you really ever see Snapey for a while, you know? Dixie Corner, I haven't seen him. The Anfield to IBS. Arsenal think they are the only club buying players. You should hear them bragging this is their year after. So if they signed him, Kakieris, whatever his fucking name is, it's their year every year. You know that. I know that. Arsenal banter FC can sign the best players in the world and still won't win a major trophy. Why Arteta, the fraud, is the issue. Frankie, that click means you were sleeping on the TV remote, lad. What have I told you to put the remote on the side? Yeah, I think the worst thing you can do is now, you know, go to bed and put the telly on. I could be watching something on the, you know, in the living room and just, oh, fuck that, just lie in bed. Better than looking at the ceiling, isn't it? So put the telly on. I totally agree with you there, the Anfield. I totally agree with you. He's slow. That lad was just running past him. Couldn't keep up with him. But I said that a while back. You know, when I said, have you seen the under-21s? Fucking terrible. That Barry Newson, whatever his fucking name was. He got the sack, didn't he? He brought that already, brought in. Look. Maybe he can do better, but sorry, he was only that little Rio kid. He was good. That Naomi, you know, you might think, oh, he's great. You know. The only lad who stood out was Rio for me. What do you think of Doak? The IBR says today, losing Mo to the AFCON is a worry. That's why we need another forward, you know. To be honest, we do need, and we need top class forward. Just fucking buy Isak and buy someone else and keep Diaz. We've got the money, we can afford it. Well, there you go. Well, the Anfield says, hopefully, you buy some forwards to help the loss of Mo. Yeah. Does anyone feel João Pedro may have been a good buy, or aren't you not bothered, says the Anfield Roar? Bless you, Frankie. First sneeze on the pod. Says the Anfield. I think the Lap and Pedro are great business. The Redbirds, see, still listening, Frank. Can't see us. I was working late. I'd be out to the Anfield. I was a bit miffed. Why he didn't go for either of them? The Anfield Roar says, Redbird, miss you, lad. Is Kelly Brook on as well? Jesus, Frank lost his glasses for 10 minutes, tell me. Kelly LeBrock. Do you remember that? Toscana, it was me dad. What kind of language? What language do they speak? Or Scousers and Peter Beardsley? Steve, Spanish. And Toscana's dad said, okay, what language do they speak? As I said, you know, I don't get the bus or anything, but if I did, and you're sitting on the bus and that comes into your head, you just laugh. Always remember this girl, she was all dolled up. And I had to get a bus because I was giving a lecture in town and there was nowhere to park. I said, I'll just get a cab down there. Couldn't get even a cab home, so I went to the bus stops. And I jumped on the bus. And this girl, she must have been on a date or something, going wherever. And she got on, dressed to the nines, honestly. Her hair all was lovely, and she was a good-looking girl as well. So I'm sitting there, you know, and she's on the front. I couldn't get out, you know, but no one offers her a seat, so she was standing, you know, by the front, where people sit on like a long seat on both ends. And this old lady was sitting there with a bag, right? She was sitting there on the bench. Anyway, the bus, you know the way it jerks, and the game went like that, you know, holds in the bar, and then it shut off. But there was a tin of beans or whatever it was that fell out of the old lady. The old lady's bag, and it dropped on the floor and rolled. And the girl who was holding the bar went to pick it up, right? And the bus jerked, and she went flying. She went flying like down. And then she gets up, and the bus started, and then she jerked it. Then it jerked again, she went forward, and she grabbed hold of the bar, and you know, and her hair all come away, and she was like, terrible bus like jerking all the way. And you know what, as I looked to her, shouted, are you picking the beans up or what? The old one. I was on up to her, shouted, are you picking the beans up or what? But she cried, honest to God, you should have seen. She got off at the next stop. She just got off. She said, fuck this. I just showed myself. But honestly, it was not half funny. And that had me, when you think of things like that, you just think of that incident. I shouldn't laugh, should I? Thanks for the tough scare. It was me dad. No way. Skip my Lou. Macari is related to you. Yeah. 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 Down the line. Took me by surprise as well, Johan, to be honest. Frank, I think Nunes would thrive at a team like Forest. Yeah. They play on the counter-attack with good pace and suits Nunes' style. Yeah. But would we sell him to them? My idea was to build Liverpool into a bastion of invincibility. Had Napoleon had that idea, he would have conquered the bloody world. But shaky. I'm going to do a history thing on Napoleon. Well, he's a better insight into Bella Italia. Hi Franco, thought I'd just puff in for 5 minutes and see how you are. Hope everybody is well. Have a good night. Thank you, Bella Italia. Mille grazie. Ciao, Bella. Liverpool fixed a new price for €100 million. Buy and want him, says Ali Banous. Frankie, ex-Wales coach Robert Page is under him. Let's see if he can do anything. It was great to see you there, Bella Italia. Really. I've got a show tomorrow night if you care to join me. And it's called The History of Literature. I think you'd like it, Robert Page, any goes as he flopped with oh well, that's the fucking end of that then, isn't it? He's on one flops. Benzo looks like a lad who knows he's being sold. I feel the club tried to sell him twice. I think he knows he's not going to make it there on fields. Yes, I agree with you there, Anthony. That's a good shout now. If Forest want Nunes, then get Murillo in exchange, says the IBR. Is that a good show? He is a knowledgeable coach, but I don't think the talent is there, says the Anfield about this fella. Johan. You know what? It makes perfect sense now. His name was Luigi Macari. Yeah, he was Italian. From our neck of the woods. From our neck of the woods. That be Auntie Leah. She was talking to her one day. And she's, do you know the chap he plays for? She was posh me Auntie Leah. I said, yeah. In Macari. I said, yeah. She said, well, down the line, he's our relative. He's our relative. I said, go away. Said, yes, Francis. He's our relative. He's our relative. Well, Man United player, never told anyone. That's a that. The Macari. Shankly wanted him. But he went to United instead. So listen, I'm going to finish. And on this note, Johan says, thank you, Frank and legends in the chat. Happy birthday to our esteemed member, Gary Rigby. Must be out celebrating. Looking forward to the literature show, Frank. See you legends tomorrow. Thank you. Do you know what? Yeah, it's his birthday, isn't it, today? Gary's. Isn't that lovely? Remember, buon compleanno, Gary. I don't know how old he is, like. Thanks for another great show, says Simon. Thanks for taking the time to read my messages. Great chat from everyone tonight. Thanks and good night. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you. Johan. See you, lad, says the outfield. That's scarf for a badge. I just want to thank Jason Pennington for throwing everything on. Just want to thank these wonderful people for sponsoring the Frank Carlyle show. Got patent services, don't struggle, get them in. NHS worker, elderly, special discounts. But if you don't, not at one of them, just get them in. Please, please get them in, don't struggle. Don't struggle. That's Gap Painting Services. Yeah, I'm further. I'll be tuning in, Frank. Oh, great. You'll like, honest, you'll like it. Not asking you to read books or anything, or poems or whatever. You will like it. We'll talk about the likes of visionary authors. Incredible. The vision they see. Even some artists, you know. The likes of you've only got to look at Da Vinci. He did a submarine, a craft that would go underwater and go. Either way, he did a helicopter with blades that would go. Think about that. Love things like that. And there's, if you see this, look, it's a coordination. Bob Paisley. And that's me. That's me. Love that painting. There's the Shanks there. There's the Klopp. And there's Joe and Dalglish, Kenny and Joe Fagan. Oh, Toscana. Grazie, Franco, and everyone. See you. Oh, Glover. Oh, made up. Macari's a great fella. Provides a shelter for the homeless during the cold and still out. Go away. Does he? Well, that was made up that the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Dalot, what's his name? Diogo Dalot, and Amarim went to Anfield yesterday. Bruno Fernandes was at the funeral as well. Don't forget things like that. Don't forget things like that. Toscana, Anfield Road. Night, Frankie, see you tomorrow. Oh, that lovely from Johan. And on that note, thank you, boys and girls. And Flea Brazies, I won't swear tomorrow. He won't be tuning in with little Skyler. Thank you. Ci vediamo. Adamani. Ciao. Ciao, Bella.